Yo, what's happening out there, guys? This is Chris from Hair Loss from Steroids, and more recently, GoodLookingLoser.com. We have a forum, just opened up a forum on that website for hair loss about a week ago. So if you want your questions answered, that would be the place to hit me or us up. There's a lot of guys that have been through this channel through and through that are on that site that can help you on the forum, and if there's questions that definitely go unanswered, I will contribute and tell you what I think, okay? So that's the place to find us, goodlookingloser.com. There's a forum for hair loss. I'll post the link below. Now, that site isn't going to be for everybody, okay? That's the Good Looking Loser community won't be for everybody, but if you want your questions on hair loss answered by someone with a lot of experience with this kind of stuff, as well as androgen use, being anabolic steroid use back in my mid-early 20s, I can give you perspective and yeah, I mean, hopefully help you out, because that's what all this stuff is about right here. I do, by the way, it's also about me making a few dollars. If you get something from Amazon, like say this shampoo or the Lipogain or whatever, you know, I get about a 5% commission, which adds up to be a little less than $1. So I'm not getting super rich off this, but I just want to let you know the stuff I recommend, I also get commissions off of it. But the reason I recommended it because it really works. There's a hell of a lot more expensive stuff out there that doesn't do half as good. The treatments are pretty good these days. They help prevent hair loss. Regrowth is kind of hard to ask for, especially if it's gone. I'll talk a little bit about more of that in another video, but treatments aren't bad. Alright, before we kick things off, there is some company, product, whatever, that knows that I have all these hair loss videos, and they continually spam the comments. They're called Argan Life. Alright, someone will make a, you know, either a robot or a person overseas will make a comment. The only thing like that's ever worked for me was Argan Life. You need to Google it and stuff like that. I guess that's the new form of marketing these days, and then they give their comments thumbs up. When I see them, you know, I flag them for spam, but just to let you know, in no way do I recommend those kind of things. You'll see them on the other hair loss videos too, not just mine. Alright, so the one we're going to talk about today is a new shampoo. Let me get it around for you guys there. Hair Surge by Ultrex Labs, okay? It's one of the Ketoconazole shampoos, pretty much similar to Region Pure. This is the one that I would say most guys like. Revita, it's the very first one that came out, obviously after Nizoral. It's the very first kind of scalp-friendly one that came out. That's also very good. And my personal favorite, which I left down in the shower because it's the one I use, the Lipogain Big 3 shampoo. Okay, what do these have in common? They have ketoconazole, the only ingredient that's been clinically proven to slow male pattern baldness. Alright, the study that I often cite from that, I believe it was the Belgian study. Basically, by the end of it, the researchers concluded that using ketoconazole shampoo on a daily, semi-daily basis is about the equivalent to using 2% minoxidil, okay? And I think that's actually pretty good, okay? I used to think minoxidil was way overrated. I did see a study and began using it back in the mid-2000s, and that study said this. Alright, it's a year-long pilot study. Case study, pilot study, pilot study. Alright, when guys started out using the shampoo, they lost 69.7 hairs in the shower. That means 67.7 hairs, and I mean, it's like, this is just, obviously, the researchers are taking a guesstimate here of that amount, and after 12 months, I believe, it was down to 33.8, okay? So if we want to round those numbers off, 70 hairs in the shower down to 34, right? Okay, so that's over 50% reduction hair loss. After I saw that study, I never stopped using it. I can confirm that minoxidil, why people think it's going to be a regrowth agent, just like all the other ones, whether it be ketoconazole, even Propecia, regrowth, maybe a little bit, the best you can hope for is prevention, okay? I'm going to discuss regrowth and the potentials for it and tell you about the regrowth that I have experienced, that I haven't experienced. Like, we'll go into that in another video, okay? This one, Hair Surge, right? This one, I believe, I'll put the link below because some guys would be interested in exactly what's in it. It's $43, whereas Revita, Region Pure, Lipogain is somewhere in the range of $20 to $25. Okay, so it's about 40% more expensive. Okay, the ratings were good on Amazon.com, even though these days you can trust those ratings less and less because, like, people spam the videos, people spam the comments. But I have no doubt that this is a good shampoo. It is definitely a good shampoo. It's very similar to the other ones. Okay, and I was hoping that I went there knowing that I'm not. Obviously, I read the ingredients, I know the research, I know it works, I know it's just a filler ingredient, but this has all the ingredients that the other ones do. So I figured, sorry about that, that would work, and I'm sure it does. I've only had it for about a week, but let me give you my thoughts and why I still recommend Lipogain Big 3 or Region Pure, alright? This ain't bad, but it's 43 bucks, right? It still has sodium lauryl sulfate in it, okay? That's an ingredient for some guys that will cause inflammation if you leave it on your hair, you know, too much, too long. Region Pure has aloe, okay? And that's why for guys that who have sensitive scalp, prone to dry scalp, will do better with Region Pure. Okay, the reason I like Lipogain Big 3, and I have a video all on that, is because, and this is what I was hoping for from this one, but didn't quite get, although my hair looks like pretty good now. Getting my thyroid levels back together has a lot to do with that too. But Region Pure, while it's good, and it is, most guys are going to like this one the best, it would leave your hair like really flat afterwards, right? And if you have thin hair, it don't look so good. You know what I'm saying? What I like about Lipogain Big 3 is it adds volume to your hair, and that's why I still like it the best. Now, I was hoping for the price tag on this guy that it would add some cosmetic effects too, volume to the hair. That's basically what we're looking for here. But no such luck with it. Not bad, but not a heck of a lot different than Region Pure. Alright? Like I said, guys, do well on this because it has aloe. Okay? It has an ingredient called disodium lauryl sulfoconate. I'm sure it's just one of the analogs of sodium lauryl sulfate, but I think the aloe is a big addition. One thing you'll notice with Region Pure is it doesn't foam up, right? Like shampoos in general or soaps in general. You use them and you get all this foam. That's a sodium lauryl sulfate. It's very minimal with Region Pure. It's actually very minimal with this one too. Now with Lipogain, it's more, okay? And that as well has that ingredient. But it seems to be the shampoos that foam, at least in my case, right? You get a lot more volume from your hair. I don't know if that's what's going on, but it seems to be that way. So I like Lipogain Big 3. This one is worth checking out though. It's along lines of the same others with a higher price tag, but you know, there were some verified buyers on Amazon.com that did give this a very high rating. You know, if you're just kind of doing a budget hair loss thing, like my code STACK for that, the finasteride, generic finasteride, the shampoo, and then generic minoxidil, this one isn't something I'm going to recommend just like adding. There's no point to it. It's the same shampoo without volumizing effects for a significantly higher price. I mean, not paying out the asshole for it, but it is higher. It does smell good. I have no doubt that it's a quality shampoo, but it's basically the same as the other ones, okay? I'll give you the link. Click over to it. If you spot any differences between these and the other ones, I mean significant differences. We're not talking about, you know, oh wow, it has niacin in it. I think these do too. Also, which possibly is significant, and I had to go over the Region Pure ingredients again, these here, very similar, are kind of tagged as hair growth shampoos as well, okay? And the ingredient that, you know, is supposed to do that is caffeine, okay? Don't worry about it. It's not going to make you all freaked out, all right? It's not like drinking like a bunch of cups of coffee. Seriously, when you put these things on topically, they don't like systematically like penetrate you, okay? Maybe if you use the roller thing, but even still, it's going to be hardly. So I was like, okay, well, if this guy has caffeine in it, it'll make your hair grow faster, like Revita, right? But it turns out, little look at the ingredients again, Region Pure also has caffeine. I'm going to put it up to the cam, see if you see it. Boom, I did it. Alright, it's got caffeine in it. So, basically, when it comes down to it, most guys will like Region Pure because it's friendly to the scalp. Ketoconazole, the ingredient that's the only one that really matters here, can be harsh on the scalp, okay? That's why it annihilates dandruff. That's why there's a cream, and I don't necessarily suggest putting this on your head. I suggest the azelaic acid cream. It kills foot fungus, alright? So this ingredient definitely is nothing to fuck with, and nothing you want to leave on your head too long if you have dryness problems. So Region Pure helps negate that with the aloe. My favorite is still the Big 3 by Lipogain because of the volumizing effects. Revita and this one are good, perhaps worth checking out, but you know, that's my suggestions, and you know, they're all about the same. If you want to bounce around or something like that, try them. Most guys like Region Pure. I like the Big 3, but that is my review of this shampoo. It is not a bad shampoo, okay? If there was no choices out there other than this one, it would be the very best hair loss shampoo in the world. But, you know, it's just that one ingredient that all 4 of these have that you're looking out for. Alright, hope you found this helpful. We're going to talk about RU next, right?